Everybody thinks money is about how much you have, but in 2026, it's about how you behave with it, how you spend it, who you spend it with, the transactions that you make, the history that you got with it, how you use it, how can you control it? You can't control it, man, because money come, money go. You know what I'm talking about? Right now, banks, apps, and lenders aren't just checking your balances anymore. Nope. They're watching your patterns, watching how you move, who you move with, how you do this, how you do that, how you spend your money, basically your behavior with money. What's good, y'all? This Outlaw, man. It's Outlaw Finance. This is my financial advice channel, man. I'm not the best, I'm not the greatest, but I'm, pretty good at what I do, man. And I know a lot about financial situations. Today, we're going to be talking about something that most people don't even realize is happening. Your money is being analyzed, it's being watched, it's being documented. Your habits are being scored. See, what a lot of people don't realize is it's not just about a credit score. Banks have their own scoring system. So you might have a 750 and wonder why you get denied. I got a 750. How could I get denied? You don't have no history. You don't got no relationships. It's all about building relationships, man. And we also going to be talking about decisions about your future, loans, approvals, opportunities. They all being made off the behavior that you have with this money, man. Section one, we're going to talk about the new money game. Let me break down what changed, man. Things change every year, things change every day, things change every minute, things change every hour. They're always passing new laws, they're always passing new bills, they're always finding a new way to scheme and scam and control. That's the thing about the government. It's all about control, man. Back in the day, money was simple: a credit score, income, and debt. That's it. It's all the three things. That's all you worry about. Now, it's a whole new layer, man. They added behavior onto it. We're officially in the era of AI driven financial decisions. So, you notice how they come back with a approval or denial very quick. As AI is analyze your stuff all on its own. There's no person overseeing it, because just imagine you going to apply for a loan at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Who's 2, 3 in the morning? Sometimes, what person is up looking at your bank account? You feel what I'm saying? It's AI, automatic risk scoring, and pattern trafficking. So pattern trafficking is just like they tracking and trafficking your patterns, like what you've been doing, your history of how you've been spending your money, how you've been handling your money. Banks are literally using AI systems to make decisions faster and smarter than humans. That's what I'm saying. So you can apply for something at any time of day or night because they're using AI, they're using computers, they're using robots. That's like, this technology is cold, man. So where they don't even need nobody to oversee it and overlook it and underwriter. Yeah, there's underwriters, but they have AI underwriters as well. So it's not just do you have money, it's what you do with the money. See, money, it tells a story, man. Every time you swipe your card, you're building a profile, you're building history, you're building knowledge of what you do to them, to where they can understand how you move. Why would I trust him and all he do is swipe, 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 and never pay, pay, pay ever? That's how they look at it, man. So think about it. When you get paid, how fast do you spend your money? What you spend it on? How low are your balances dropping? How often do you recover and how fast do you recover? That tells a story, and companies are reading that story. That's why people can have the same income but completely different outcomes. Like, we could both make 150,000 a year, but we can't both qualify for the same things because they tracking and trafficking and monitoring the way you spend. So you have to be careful and be mindful of that. That's all I'm saying, man. I've seen this happen though. One person make good money but spends everything instantly. Another person makes less but manages it cleanly and they manage it better. Guess who gets approved? Not the one with the more money, the one with better behavior. See, the behavior is really, really detrimental to the way you get approved and the way you get denied. And you know, I thought of something that's called the revenge saving trend. This was crazy. People are starting to wake up. There's a new trend called revenge saving, where people are flipping their habits completely and stacking money instead of spending it. Why? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you spend it and live how you want to live? Just keep moving and keep pushing and keep going on and doing what you're doing. Because people tired of being broke. That's simple. Tired of being judged. Tired of living check to check. So they say, I'm taking control. I'm getting control of my habits. I'm getting control of my life. I'm getting control of my finances. I'm taking my life back. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about that is, you got to think about it is like this, right? All your life, you've been a big spender, big money, cash flow coming in and out. But you created this habit for yourself and this pattern for yourself. And I'm guilty for sure. You created this habit and this pattern for yourself. But when the money don't come as fast, now all the credit that you accumulated and all the, you know what I'm saying? Now you spending it, now you using it very rapidly, and they're looking at that and they like, we gotta lower these limits. We can't do this because this is at risk. He's not looking like he's gonna pay back. So then the credit card companies get the lowering limits. They get the cutting credit cards off. They get to just denying you of any approvals that you're trying to get, and now your life is going downhill. The thing about that right there is this right here, right? If you had a better behavior, a better spending habit, a better way to manage your money from jump, like from day one, you wouldn't be going through that. And you wouldn't have to ever think about losing it all and trying to gain it all back because guess what you're doing there? You're chasing the money forever. You're not trying to chase the money forever, man. You need to have assets, man. Not so much liabilities, man. Liabilities are these things that you're trying to do to keep up with the Jonas. You want to get the new clothes, the new cars, the Fargiatos, the things to keep up with outlaw. But I can't be kept up. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just messing around. But that's serious, bro. Your spending habits and your spending behavior is very important, man. So take heed to that and really understand that and stop playing around with your life because all you're going to be doing is chasing the money forever. And I'm going to tell you something that I told you before. The government is set up to have you working for them forever. So let me explain something to you real quick, right? So now, just say, for instance, your rent or mortgage or whatever you got going on is 3,000 a month, 2,500 a month, whatever. Right now, at that rate, you was making. Just say you was making $25 an hour. Okay, now one day they gave you a raise. Now you making $32 an hour. I don't know how they gave you a raise that big, but they did. You was making $32 an hour. You already had a spending habit and a behavior of managing that $25 an hour and paying that rent or that mortgage and paying that car note or whatever you got going on, right? Now you got extra money. What are you to do with it? You gonna dribble or you gonna shoot, man? You gonna save it? You gonna spend it? You gonna create more bills for yourself to where that way, just like I told you, you ain't gonna never be able to retire early because you never gonna have money because you now you went from 2,500, 3,000 to 6,000 because you made $7 more. And if you do that, now you back living check to check, and you can't even afford to take a day off. Because if you take a day off, you're not going to be able to afford to pay your bills, man. Y'all think about that, man. Why people are losing right now. So let's be real. Most people aren't broke because they don't make money. They broke because their habits are messy. Their habits are wrong. Their habits are incorrect. However you want to put it, but it's not right. Do you understand that? Most people aren't broke because they don't make money. They are broke because their habits are messy. Their spending is emotional. Their money disappears very, very rapidly. And how? Behavior is being tracked, analyzed, judged. Even credit is changing. Balances are rising. Financial behavior is shifting across the board. So if you're not disciplined, you're getting exposed faster than ever. But let me give you a little insight on that. Sometimes it's not about being disciplined. Sometimes people spend like that because they don't have a choice. Sometimes people spend like that because their financial situation or their situation, period, has changed drastically. They don't have a choice but to spend like that. They don't have nothing else. It's all you got. So if you're not disciplined, you're gonna get exposed, man. But sometimes it's hard to be disciplined if your situation has changed. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something crazy, right? AI is your new financial boss. This where it gets serious at, right? AI is now being used. I mean, they're taking you away. Now you don't got a job. They putting technology in the works, putting robots in the work. They putting computers in the works of humans. That's crazy, right? What they out there doing? Uh, but anyway, AI is being used to track your spending, detect fraud, suggest budgets, analyze your risk, analyze your pros and cons of what is good of giving him this loan or giving her this financial situation that she's asking for. It's basically like having a system watching your money 24/7. But here's the twist: it's not just helping; it's judging you too. Because, like I told you before, you could be going through a financial hardship, man, to where you really using your stuff and really messing with your finances and stuff because you don't have a choice. You're going through a financial hardship. You could have lost your job. Your family member could have died. The whole funeral on you. All type of things, man. You could have had a car accident. You could have got sick. Your child in the hospital. Your pet is messed up in the hospital, and you got financial deficits. Uh, it's just mess you up. So sometimes them judging you is judging you based off your current situation, not overall who you actually are. Because I'm 38 years old. I've had financial difficulties before. You feel what I'm saying? And they lasted a couple of months or whatever, but that doesn't define who I am at 38 years old. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what's crazy and what's hard about it. And you just gotta really understand and really just take heed to that and try to manage your money better, man. I'm gonna tell you how to win in this new era, man. You understand this, you can flip the game. Here's how you win. Make your money look clean. You just gotta make sure it don't look all over the place and messy and just like you just don't have no control of it. You feel what I'm saying? Consistent deposits matter more than random big money. So if you deposit in $100, every other day, $200 every other day, like that because that means you have discipline. That means you have a habit. That means you have a behavior of doing the same thing over and over. But if you don't got no money, your account going negative, and then one day you just deposit 30,000, then you spend all that up, count back negative, then one day you deposit 50. They like, man, this dude don't got nothing going on, man. He all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to control your outflow. Controlling your outflow means controlling how much you withdraw from that account, how much you spend from that account, how much you take away from that account. You feel what I'm saying? Stop leaking money on nonsense. Again, stop leaking money on nonsense. Nonsense is the things that you actually don't need, not necessities. But you get to thinking like, why do I want to just live off necessities for my whole life? It's stuff that I like to do. It's stuff that I like to have. It's stuff that I want and I don't need, but I want. Why can't I? I work hard. That's how people look at it, right? You got to build predictable habits, man. They got to be able to look at it's like tricking the system. They gotta look at you and be like, "Yep, we can give him that 200,000. He'll pay back." He's consistent. His behavior is off the chain, but stability wins over chaos, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to be stable. You got to have a steady flow straight across the board, or go incline, but never decline, incline, decline, incline. That's not good. And you gotta think long term. You can't think emotional. Oh, I'm mad at my girlfriend or my boyfriend today. I'm finna go spend 30,000. I don't care. I'm buying me a Louis bag, a Louis Gucci dog. Yeah, that's not good, man, because you thought emotional, now you broke. Silly. Looking dumb. Every swipe is data. Every swipe is data. Every time you swipe that card, they're collecting data. And that gives them a way to predict your behavior and your habits and your patterns. You feel what I'm saying? You got to think about that, man. Move like you're being watched, because you are. In 2026, man, money just not about earning. It's about behavior. It's about discipline. It's about control. Because the people who understand this, they don't just make money, they keep it, they grow it, and they get access to opportunities most people never will, man. Some people say, Outlaw, how do you get that type of credit card and that type of credit limit? And not because, man, my behavior, my spending habits, my financial stability is always up to par. But not to say that I've never been in financial deficits and financial situations and, you know what I'm saying, and losing at times. But I just had to try the best I could to keep those people that's watching me, you know what I'm saying? I had to try to keep those people on their toes because I have to go through struggles in the background to where they don't see it because they're going to judge you. They're going to be the ones that predict and dictate how you going to spend after you start messing up on spending. They going to stop that. They put a stop to that real fast, man. You know what I'm talking about? But look, man, if you want more real game like this, not the basic advice everybody else is giving, hit that subscribe button, man. This Outlaw Finance, man, and we playing a different game, man. We doing a different thing. And see, I'm mixing a little bit of swag with a little bit of finance, man. You know what I'm talking about? All right, man. Peace.